So say hello to Eric.
Unmuted and undeafened.
You've got a sidebar thing.
What is that?
You've got a sidebar thing.
A sidebar thing? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So Skyward Sword is 16 by 9, but Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are unfortunately 4 by 3. So normally
It gives you places to put full sidebars, so.
my solution to that, what I first used to do is I'd put my logo there and my face cam, but I just don't think it looks good. It promotes branding, but I don't like it.
I've never been a fan of face cams in general. Like, I just don't generally really care what the person's face looks like when they're streaming.
Twitch is really a fan of face cams. Like, every big channel has a face cam, and I think that's a good idea if you're a big channel, because like you make enough money where it's like a job. So like, look, you want to look good every day, and you want to you want to set up your you'll have good recording equipment for your face, and probably a green screen, so it's not like showing your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like if you have a professional setup and like you're committed to looking good every day, like I support that. But as a person who's streaming in the free time and like sometimes wants to stream, but like I'm not like 100% together that day, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why did you have a face cam yesterday but not today? Oh, I just didn't feel like it. I'll never do that for audio though. I want to have audio, like talking on my stream.
Just at least be able to interact with chat.
Yeah. I just think that that if I'm going to be playing video games for the purpose I am, which is I want to like actually have a record of like what I was thinking at the time and like what I would say if I were to talk, then why like stop doing that? The only problems when that's hard is like when you do something rote, like what I was talking about with collecting rupees.
Yeah. Well, that's where you just like talk about your life.
Yeah, you could. Okay, I have to figure out a whole bunch of things all at once. Okay. The Song of Inverse Time. If I were... Okay, so I have this song I can play. The Song of Double Time is playing all of the notes twice, so like right, right, A, down, down. What would the inverse of that be? Maybe down, A, right? The opposite?
I would say B instead of
There's
A,
no B. I'm gonna try down A, right?
Or you just play it backwards.
It did something. Inverted Song of Time. So what that does is it slows down time. So instead of 24 in-game hours, I have like 3 times as long. So basically that means that like time-based tasks such as, oh, you should meet this lady at noon, take a lot longer, but because like meeting somebody at noon when you have to wait from 6 p.m. until noon the next day, like it takes a lot longer when you have to wait 3 times as long. But
yeah.
beating dungeons, which doesn't have any of that, is a lot, like you have a lot more time. Up, left, A, right, A. Okay. Yeah, I like having like cool little art on my stream. Um, why didn't that work? Okay, hold on. How do I get the Song of Soaring? That's the one that I want. Crap. Well, that's not good. Um, I think maybe I have to play this to a an owl statue. Maybe that'll work. There's a teleportation system, and I'd like to teleport to the dungeon, but I don't think I unlocked it right, so I might have to like replay some of the stuff to get to the teleportation thing.
But I guess replaying stuff in this game is kind of how it works.
Yeah, but the thing is they give you skips, so like these owl statues are places where you can warp to. So like normally there's all this stuff that blocks your way to get to the temple, because like that's just how things work, like things block your way. But you can warp to the temple directly if you have unlocked the temple's owl statue. But I don't think I did that. Well, that did not work. Okay, I guess I have to replay saving a witch lady and getting this boat thing.
In order to do the Song of Awakening, or Song of Soaring.
Yeah, the Song of Soaring, which I get at some point. This game lets you walk up the backside of ladders. Like, it's the worst. I get that that makes sense, but like, who would ever actually want to do that? So yeah, like I said, most of the assets in this game are just like the same assets from Ocarina of Time, and basically their goal was, oh, let's just make a game. Like Ocarina of Time came out, and they were like, let's make a game a year after Ocarina comes out. Like, let's try to finish it in a year. And Majora's Mask is the result of that. So this game had a year-long development cycle, or at least that was the plan. I forget how long it actually took, but if I remember correctly, it was pretty short development cycle. And so they just took the assets of Ocarina and the engine of Ocarina, and they tweaked it to make it better. And they added all these design ideas and somehow managed to make it work successfully in a very short amount of time. And
so it's like Crisis and Crisis Warhead.
I don't know the story of that game.
Similar kind of idea of just like, yeah, we got this engine that works pretty good, and we got a lot of these assets that work pretty good. Let's just make another game with them. But also, like, fix some bugs and stuff and make better things.
Yeah, it's similar to that, except that, like, I've always thought that Crisis was made for the engine in the first place. To show off the engine.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Like, I like the story in Crisis more than I like the story in Warhead.
Gotcha.
Like, so I actually prefer the original Crisis over Warhead, but it's...
Obviously, a lot of people prefer the original Ocarina of Time over Majora's Mask as well. But,
yeah.
I've got to say, Ocarina of Time is just another Zelda game. Like, although that sounds like something that a lot of people would be mad at me for saying, it really is just another Zelda game. It doesn't veer from the formula at all, even though it was revolutionary.
It's just the latest and greatest Zelda
Yeah,
game.
but Majora's Mask tried to do something different, and it succeeded really well. Like, it's the only game that does what it does, and it does it really well. I honestly can't think of a game that is anything like Majora's Mask. You know, if I had to think of one that I only kind of know of, I would think maybe Final Fantasy 13-3. I think that Final Fantasy 13-3 had a story where you have to like...
There even is a Final Fantasy 13-3.
Well, it's Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, I think. But...
Still, though. But, isn't, like, Chrono Trigger, like...
Yes, so that is another game that is similar. That is indeed a thing. But...
Oh, man, I have... The place where you're at right now, that maze...
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure I played a Crisis multiplayer map that just was that maze.
Are you sure it wasn't the Lost Woods? Like from Ocarina of Time? It's this thing? Was it this but with logs?
Maybe. Like, it's been a long time, and it was a Crisis map, not like a Legends of Zelda game. But I mean, it was Legends of Zelda themed map, and one of the areas was this maze, or
yeah, this maze is a ripoff of the Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time, where like you have to like listen to the music of each opening, and if it matches the music that you want to get to, then you go there. Otherwise, it warps you back to the beginning, basically. And this place is similar, except that you have to follow a monkey.
Except you have to follow a monkey.
That's right. So this game is the one game in the Zelda franchise that has a tone that is creepy. And that's another thing that I don't really understand, but like it makes it special, and so I think, oh, I guess that works. Even though I'm kind of like, well, it's not really what I prefer in life. Like, I wouldn't want to go, oh, this is my favorite Zelda game because it's the creepy one. But yeah. So now I'm on a cruise.
I like how it just completely changes your character model when you put on and take off the mask.
Yeah, so the idea is that the Skull Kid is a jerk to you by turning you into a Deku-like thing. I forget what they're called, but that is a Deku mask. And so you get turned into that, and then like basically somebody uses magic to turn you back. The Ocarina of Time is like really magical, and so you play this song called the Song of Healing, and basically the thing that he turns you into is a real like being. Like you occupy the body of a real like being in this land. And so like this Deku Nut was a real thing, and when you play the Song of Healing, it heals the problems that thing has, and turns like it into a mask basically. So you can wear the mask and then turn into the creepy thing. Where do I go?
Thing.
Yeah, the creepy thing. But yeah, so because of the fact that you have these masks, basically they just have tons and tons of new movement options, and like I'd like to compare it to like how Rocket League has the mutators, like it's the mutators of Ocarina of Time.
Okay. So what you're saying is it just makes it more like Spyro the Dragon.
In what way?
I'm pretty sure Spyro had a bunch of those movement modifiers. Like there'd be like, you know, something you do and you'd get like actual dragon wings for a while and be able to actually fly. And like other ones
Yes,
where you'd be
those.
like underwater and like have to like control a manta ray or something.
I know what you're talking about. Um, yeah, but I like it because they're available at any time. Like at any time I can put on this Deku mask and suddenly my movement options are very varied.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just screwed up this thing really badly. Like I straight up don't know how to
So which game did you like learn how to speedrun?
uh Super Mario 64.
Okay, I thought you had done one of the Zelda games too.
I was going to learn Minish Cap because that was my favorite Zelda game at the time.
But you decided against it.
I started to, but I was getting kind of out of speedrunning at the time. So
I should run all of the Fire of the Dragon games.
you should.
I should, because I haven't played any of them, so I would get to do them blind.
Blind speedruns.
No, I guess run is probably the wrong word. I should stream me playing.
I mean, I
Spyro.
use the word run all the time. I think
Because
that
like they're games that I've wanted to play, like because I had like a couple friends that had them, and like I think my cousin had one, but like he lived like real far away, so like I saw him like occasionally at like Christmas. So
right.
like I have like seen it played a couple times and like maybe played a level or two, but like I really have never even come close to finishing one or like knowing any of the story, because like I would see them play and they had already been like gotten halfway through the game and such.
Right. Yeah, I was in a similar thing where my cousins owned it, and I only ever owned a Nintendo 64, so I couldn't play it. Oh look, there's the owl thing. I should go talk to him.
You should ask him how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
I was saying that this one dude looks like an owl in a Skyward Sword. This is the owl that he's based off of.
Huh.
I swear, if he teaches me the Song of Soaring here, I'm gonna be pretty upset. No! I just fell off of the platform. What is this? Notes are carved into the stone. May the soaring wings take flight. Oh, come on. So I was 5 minutes away from getting this song that would have saved me like 30 minutes. Great. Okay, whatever. Okay, I learned the stupid thing. We were talking about Spyro. So, do you want to play just the important games in Spyro, like the ones that you think are actually really worth playing? Or are you like dedicated, like you want to play the very first Spyro because it's this reason, or
Like, I know virtually nothing about the series.
it has its ups and downs?
Yeah, I know they continued to make it, but the later games weren't as considered as good. At least that's what I understand. So, like, I think I might just play through them all blind, not, like, look up anything about them and just be like, well, this one was released first, so we'll do that one. And then, like, I can kind of decide for myself whether I think it's a decent game or not.
Alrighty
Without,
then.
without going like, well, I'm pretty sure this game is gonna suck.
I'm dying right now.
To the beetle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
Because I don't know how to beat it.
Clearly you need to just get it to jump off.
Do you know what the solution is? The solution is to just try to ignore it. But I can't. It's not a sustainable solution. The paths are just too small. Well, I seem to now be in a infinite pain loop.
Yep, looks about right. Except for now where it just spawned you in a way that you didn't actually have to solve the puzzle.
That was the plan. That was the plan all along, you just didn't know. That is one thing about this game, is that in a lot of ways I don't feel incentivized to beat things because like they don't stay beat, so what's even the point?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to find a owl statue, that's my goal. Well, I found an owl statue.
Goal achieved.
So now I can rewind time, do the song, inverted song of time, and rush my way through this dungeon. I want to make sure I know how to get to the dungeon before I start playing it. For raisins.
So why do you have to rush to get through?
What? What's your question?
Why do you have to rush to get through the dungeon after resetting?
Dang it. Well, I have 3 days, right? So
yeah.
like, no matter what I do, there is a time limit. So, if like, you can reset whenever you want. I keep on falling off. You can reset whenever you want, and like, it really is cheap. Like, it's cheap to do so. So like, especially now that I have the Song of Soaring and I can just go wherever I want. Like, it's really cheap to go, okay, well, I want to soar now. Man, this game's really good at like making songs that are easy to remember when you've only played them once. I'm always amazed by that. But yeah, so if you want to give yourself as much time as possible, it's really cheap to do so, so why not?
How do you turn back time?
No, I haven't turned back time.
No, how do you? Like,
Oh, you play the Song of Time on the ocarina, and it just takes you back to 3 days before.
well, back to the beginning of the adventure.
That's right. Yeah,
If you play it twice in a row.
You
If you play it
understood.
twice in a row, you don't get like 6 days to do stuff.
That's right. I don't know why it takes you back to the beginning of the adventure. Like, I don't understand it. But, whatever. But yeah, when I first played this game when I was 18, 5 years ago, Zelda's 25th anniversary, when I finished, I was like, wow, this is definitely the best game of all time. It has to be. Like, there's just so much to it. It has everything that makes the Ocarina of Time fun, plus like all these masks, plus this rewinding time system, plus 100,000 side quests, plus. Like, it's the best game of all time, plus. And I really believe that. But I feel like every time I play through Ocarina of Time, or every time I play through another Zelda game, all I can think of is, no, this one is the best game. Except for Skyward Sword, which I'm sorry if you love Skyward Sword and you're watching, but no.
It's only me and you at the moment. According to the viewer list in the chat.
Oh, the viewer list is wrong.
Oh.
It can be wrong a lot because people, it's a chat list, so people don't have to chat, but they can still view.
Oh. BRB.
Alrighty. Man, that just sounds absolutely wonderful. Hold on. I think that my keyframe interval is wrong. I'm trying to find it here. It's an advanced. Oh my gosh, it's 20. Hold on, I'm gonna restart the stream.